Well, good Friday morning, everybody. It is time for our morning devotional. And our morning devotional this morning, it is entitled Running Your Race. And our devotional verse is Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1. Therefore, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us also lay aside every weight and sin which clings so closely, and let us run with endurance the race that is set before us. You know, I enjoy watching a good track meet on the television, because for the most part, track and field events are just testimonies to an individual's preparation to make him or herself ready for their big event. And successful track and field athletes, they're true specimens of athletic prowess. Not only do they train for years, but come race day, they have to be prepared with the right equipment. What that means is that you normally see runners wearing as little clothing as they can, and what they do wear is loose and very lightweight. Did you know that world-class sprinter Usain Bolt could run 100 meters in 9.58 seconds? That's a speed of 27.78 miles per hour. Now, according to my wife, I actually don't normally even drive that fast. Usain Bolt would certainly not be that fast, however, if he were wearing a suit of armor. In fact, if he did that, I could probably keep up with him. Today, you're going to get two illustrations for the price of one. And we're going to talk about real estate. The term unencumbered title is used. Simply put, an unencumbered title, also known as a clear title, is proof of property ownership with no hidden claims, debts, or other legal issues attached. It means that the owner holds full rights to sell or transfer the property without third-party interference. The real point with our illustrations above is that some things could only be done successfully if other stuff is not in the way. The further point of our devotional and our verse is that the Christian life is one of those things. Things can get in our way that impede our successful Christian lives. Let's just chase a quick rabbit trail like we do sometimes. The therefore at the beginning of this verse and the cloud of witnesses referred to are all of the people that the writer of Hebrews told us about in chapter 11. Now, those are some of the great men and women of faith, and the idea here is that they're watching, cheering, and encouraging us. They're encouraging us to follow their example. So what weighs us down as we try to grow in faith and become more Christ-like? Well, our verse tells us that the first thing that impedes us is sin. Open and habitual sin are not compatible with the Christian life, and that seems self-evident. Now, on the other hand, what is the every weight? One school of thought is that this refers to the reluctance of the Hebrew recipients of this letter to give up the old style of the Levitical law, and that they were not fully trusting in the work of Jesus Christ. But in our lives today, every weight could be a lot of things. So the question for today is, what is your every weight? What is keeping you from running the race your Heavenly Father has set before you? Have a blessed day in the Lord, my friends.